Hey Billboard, we're OKGO, and we are about to interview each other. Let's see how this OK goes.
Oh. Okay, Damien, friend of mine since we were 11 years old. Let's take a walk down memory lane. We won our first Grammy for Here It Goes Again. It's a milestone for us. What do you remember most about that time in our lives? Where were we at?
I remember we were ending an album cycle.
Yes.
We thought we were about to go write and record our next album. We were playing at a festival in Moscow when it went online. We thought like maybe 50 of our fans were going to download it that day and pass it to some other fans, and that would kind of be it.
Yeah.
The next week, the album was back to the top of the charts again, and we started touring all over again. It was a whole nother 18-month album cycle.
I remember we were supposed to go home to Los Angeles after the festival in Moscow. We got redirected to New York, and then we didn't go home for another year and a half.
Yeah, it was intense. It was exciting.
Yeah.
It really was like, it felt like the kind of anything can happen moment, you know? Like one weird thing connects and all of a sudden your life is different.
Yeah. I remember also thinking it's pretty cool that that video, which is just like us kind of doing what we do as friends normally.
Dance on treadmills.
Dance on treadmills,
Yeah.
you know, but just make fun things together, like resonated.
Yeah, and then
cool.
our major label had spent, you know, years of radio promo to get, you know, 500,000 people to buy our album, which was awesome.
Yeah.
But then that many people watched that video in the first like 4 hours.
Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Here It Goes Again spent 20 weeks on the Hot 100. Did you know that?
I remember that now, yeah.
Yeah. Could you have called that in advance?
There's no way I could have called that in advance, no. We were like about to wrap that record up, I think. And I don't think there was a way to know that.
I also really thought that it was like a dorky joke for our dorkiest fans.
Right. Yeah.
We'd had a video go kind of like proto-viral, us dancing in the backyard, circa 2006, 2007, whenever it was. There was no streaming service, right? So if you needed, if people were gonna watch a video at home, that meant downloading a big file, and basically only people in the IT department did that. We knew all of a sudden that there was like 500,000 super fans who were accessing our band in a completely different way than the sort of major label structure was used to.
Yeah.
And so we made a cool thing for them. But it did not seem like there was anybody outside of that community who was going to see this thing. It was like, hey, if you like this ridiculous video, we'll make you another ridiculous video.
Right.
But there was no way that something like YouTube was going to happen and just change the surface of the planet.
I think that's the thing, is there's no way we could have predicted that. Yeah.
Except I did.
Oh, you did?
Yeah. I forgot to tell you that I did actually think it
Yeah.
was going to work.
So now we're back at the Grammys, 2 nominations.
This year.
This year.
Yeah.
One for our music video for Love, and best recording package for...
This particular recording package.
That's right.
Look at that.
For And the Adjacent Possible, ba-bam. Where were we when we heard the news? What were we feeling?
We were in Houston, Texas, playing a show that night.
Yep.
I was just very pleased and very honored that our community of peers still paying attention to what we do. You know, like, look, the Grammys do an amazing job of being inclusive across the entire music industry. But like anything else in the music industry, a lot is focused on the next big thing, whatever's happening right this moment at this very forefront of pop culture. And for a band like us that's been around for 25 years, making stuff that's considerably weirder than what the mainstream normally goes for, to have like our community of peers honor the videos and the packaging and the music that we're making is exceptional. Really feels great.
Agreed. Hooray for the underdog.
Hooray. Thank you.
We soar, we sail to the only song there's ever been. Love.
We're nominated for Love, our video with mirrors and robots, which is so different from Here It Goes Again, our video with treadmills, but it still feels like classic OKGO in its inventiveness.
Agreed.
How are our lives different from who we were back then, and how would you say we have evolved?
I think mostly we have evolved just in the sense that we are more confident in doing the things that make us happy.
Are you confident, Tim?
I'm a very confident man.
You're full of confidence?
And I know that you are too.
Oh yeah, I'm just a bastion of confidence.
I've known you for a long time.
Yeah.
If you're nothing else, you are confident. But yeah, I think the difference between us, the guys on the treadmills, versus us now with robots and mirrors is that at some point we got comfortable with the idea that the things that really light us up are the things to chase.
Yeah.
You know, we feel confident in that idea.
I'm going to take it smaller.
Okay.
Just the difference between Here It Goes Again, treadmill video, and Love, robot mirror video, is emotion.
Emotion, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, they're both super homemade. What we're trying to do is show the people in the audience exactly how it was made.
Mm-hmm.
We don't want them to like get lost in a story or be in an alternate universe. It's not normal filmmaking. What we're doing is being like, this is an art event that can only happen once. It's an art event made for the song, which we're going to film. And we want you to feel the whole thing, right? With Here It Goes Again, you want that sense of joy and wonder and curiosity, but it's all about like uplift and energy and kind of like humor, you know?
Yeah.
And what I'm really proud of with Love, the Mirrors and Robots video, is that I think it really tugs on the heartstrings. Like we can have that feeling of explosive joy, but it's also like sad or like heart-wrenching in its way. And I didn't know if we'd be able to keep that, the sort of that type of spectacle and also get emotion into it. And we did.
We did it.
All right. You know, 19 years ago, the world was a wildly different place. Yeah. Globally, politically, musically, artistically, technologically, and certainly personally. Yeah. Like, I'm a father now. Yeah. I spend a lot more time with my kids than I did back then because they exist. And I think artistically, we're able to come at this a little more comfortable in our own skin. Yeah. I bet everybody in the music industry knows some version of this. It's like the statistics are against you at every moment of your career, right? It is ridiculous to think that you could make your living being a musician. And then it's even more ridiculous to think you're going to get a second album. And then it's even more ridiculous to think it's going to last for 20, 25, 30 years. And at some point, you get used to the ridiculous. Like, it's still ludicrous. It's still statistically impossible that we'll get to keep doing this. But we've outlasted enough statistics that I've stopped worrying about whether or not we get the opportunity to make another one. It just feels easier to just make the things we make. Yeah, you know?
We're less led by fear than I think we once were. Less led by fear and anxiety than we once were.
Yeah. Well, and to put that in a more positive way, when you're in early career, you're sort of like, you have to take every opportunity that's given to you. And you also have no idea what the road ahead looks like. How much of it is a dead end? How much of it is a trap? How much of it is a doorway to the, blissful infinity? You just don't know. And like, this deep into our career, like, we know what we make, we know who listens to it, who cares about it, and what it means to the world. We have no illusions that we are suddenly going to be like this summer's next big hit with like, the 13-year-olds. But what we do know is that the community of people who loves what we do are going nowhere, and we get to keep doing the thing we do. And it's very comforting to be able to approach our art knowing what it means to the world.
Yeah, I remember at the end of the Love video, our co-director, Aaron Duffy, giving a talk to the crew because we hadn't gotten the take yet. And telling the crew, I know it seems impossible that we're going to get this today, but we're going to get it because these guys always get it. And, he's like, I've done it with them before, and I trust we're going to do this. And I remember thinking, like, gosh, I guess we have always gotten it, haven't we? There's just sort of like, it was nice to be reminded that
it's not a fluke.
It's not a fluke. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, over the course of a lifetime, it feels like a fluke. Yeah. But we'll probably get another fluke this year.
Yeah, I think so.
Just to be anything.
Let's talk about robots. For Love, we shot the video in one take using 29 robots. What was the most challenging part? Would we ever plan to incorporate AI into our music making process?
Okay, so for the video and the robots, I would say the most challenging part is staying playful when it takes so many articulations and iterations to get from an idea to something on screen.
Yeah.
That basically with robots can do anything, but you have to iterate it very slowly. You have to say like, I want it to do this, and then this, and then this, and you have to like try that, see how it has failed, do it again. And so it's very easy to lose the joyful, playful, collaborative nature of music making, of music video making.
We had an amazing previs team on that.
We had an
amazing
previs team on it, an amazing team in general,
Yeah.
but it did take 6 months of slow work to go like, here's an idea, and then 2 weeks later, let's see what that robot would look like if we tried that, and you know.
And then get in the room with it all.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I will say that the robots for that video, all they're there to do is service the mirrors. Like the point of that video is that if you take two mirrors and you point them at each other, you get this infinite reflection, which to me feels a lot like what it's like to fall in love or to find a new take on love, which happened to me when I became a father. And I felt what it was like, that this idea I feel like I've always known suddenly exploded into new dimension. And so there's a very literal metaphor for that. Like here's seeing extra dimension. Yeah. You know? And so the robots, it was easy to stay focused on what the robots should do because we knew what the mirrors should do. It was basically like, we're just trying to get these mirrors to make these particular shapes so that you can fall into infinity. And getting the robots to do that elegantly is just time consuming.
Yeah.
On to the second half of that question is, would we ever consider AI as a music making tool? My first response is like, never say never, but it does feel like it would take a lot of the point out of it. For me, right? Yeah. For us is to discover what turns us on. You know, it's like you put two notes together and most of the time you just get two notes, right? Like it's just a new sound, like two sounds mixed make a third sound. Every once in a while, these two sounds mixed pops out an emotion on the other side, and that is like this the world's most magical feeling, that like this beat can somehow just light up a part of your brain in a whole different way. And if you're not the one discovering that, if you're not going on the journey of finding that stuff, it kind of feels like, what's the point? Yeah. You know? However, I recognize that like as a technological tool, it's so immensely powerful that there have got to be ways of using it that help expand your creativity and help you like tumble down new paths of discovery. It's hard for me to imagine what those are yet, and I'm particularly susceptible to the feeling that it is all built on other people's music right now. Like when I listen to the Stone Roses and I get inspired by the Stone Roses, what comes out the other side is a very weird revision of my understanding of the Stone Roses. Yeah. When an AI listens to Stone Roses and then recreates Stone Roses, that feels a lot less creative. Yeah. That feels much more like plagiarism.
It takes a little bit of the fun out of the human experience of making something, I guess.
Yes, and and until those tools feel like they're actually giving credit and compensation to the people, to the body of work that trained them, it feels a little bit wrong.
Yeah. Damien, Sabrina Carpenter, Clips, Doechii, and Sade also nominated for Best Music Video. Okay. Great group of artists. Yes. Who's been on your repeat playlist?
Well, Sade has, actually.
Sade.
I always a huge Sade fan. Yeah. I've been going through a Stone Roses phase again.
Me too, actually. Weird.
Really? Yeah. I mean, it's not that, it doesn't take that long for me to come back to the Stone Roses. Like every couple of years, there's another, I go back to it. But Parcels.
Okay.
Yeah, I like that. I like it.
Love it. Got a band called Automatic.
Okay, like it.
Love them. Doechii is on there.
Sure.
Doechii is definitely on there.
My children are in fact rooting for us to win these Grammys. That is mostly because I deprive them of access to contemporary music. Not intentionally, but what they get into, they're really into Les Miserables.
Yeah. As they should be.
They're really into what they refer to as spy music, which can either be orchestral music that goes along with action movies.
So like something like James Bond?
Well, yeah, but more, I put that in the second category, which is sort of like 60s jazz funk with a kind of dark tone to it, right? Yeah, they really like, Man from U.N.C.L.E. theme, that kind of stuff. But their friends at school keep trying to get them into K-pop Demon Hunters. And they're like, yes, but have you heard Les Miserables? And they think that those are equivalent. So
both important in my mind.
Both important,
yeah.
but it means that my kids are free to root for us in the Grammys because I don't think they know any of the other contenders.
And that wasn't also on purpose? Like you don't want them rooting for the competition?
Not at all. I've tried, like when other kids come over for play dates, I let the other kids choose the music.
Yeah.
Like I always make sure that the other kids have the opportunity to influence my kids musically, and they just they have no interest in contemporary pop unless they think it sounds like Les Miserables.
I love that. I think that's great.
Like I played a song by what's his name, kind of a crooner, modern take on Roy Orbison.
Orville Peck.
Orville Peck. I played an Orville Peck song the other day, and my son loved it. And he was like, you know what? Sounds like Les Miserables. I don't even know why he thinks it's not, but he loves Orville Peck now.
I think it's the low voice probably.
Yeah, and I think maybe the kind of spacey, the reverb, and the kind of universe building.
Yeah.
Tim?
Yeah.
We have, according to these notes, developed a reputation for pushing creative boundaries. Why do you think crafting unique visuals and a physical experience for our listeners is still important in a time dominated by streaming?
It's an interesting question. Yeah, we started, as most bands do, but we very much started as a group of guys that got on stage and played music. Before we even were recording a ton as a band, I feel like we loved the live experience, and we loved being in a room full of people and feeling the energy, swirl around the room. And I think we've done a pretty good job of making records and videos that take from that spirit. Like our videos are very much about here's something we did. If we could have had you in the room, we probably would have. I think it always sort of takes from the spirit of what we started doing live, of we want to be with people.
Yeah, I always think it took me a long time to realize that our videos, I think, are an attempt to get back to the energy of a live show.
Absolutely.
And it's a weird way of doing it, but it's like when you're singing on stage, the people in the audience, their heartbeats literally line up with the heartbeat of the singer.
Yeah.
Unconsciously and of course, without them even realizing it. And saline levels of people in the audience all co-regulate. It's a very weird physical, spiritual experience that just doesn't happen when you play guitar to a camera. Right? So if you want to connect to people through a digital device, just playing the song won't do the same thing. It may still be a beautiful song. It may still change that person's life, but in a different way.
Yeah.
And we've been attempting to make these experiences that even through, watching on a phone or a laptop or whatever, give you a sense of wonder and joy and connection that reminds me, at least, of that sense of sort of curiosity and wonder that you feel at a rock show. That's what the physical record is about too. It's all of the songs on this here double album are available streaming for next to free.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? This is not the most convenient way to listen to music. So we knew that anybody buying this record was buying it to have a thing to touch and to feel and to be connected to. And so why not give them a sculpture, a piece of magic? The whole point of music to me is summed up in this album title, The Adjacent Possible, right? Is that you put two things together and out pops a third thing you never could have predicted or imagined, right? You combine these things and then adjacent to that, there's all these new possibilities. Well, you can also just take a few little ribs of paper and a reflective surface, and all of a sudden you have a three-dimensional orb floating in space where it just shouldn't be.
That's
I love
magic.
that.
That's
love
magic.
That.
Yeah.
And that's what, I really do think, I don't know what the future of technology is, but I know that the future of music is always going to be about that connection.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter how it's made or how it's distributed, because it's only valuable to us if it has that sense of connection. I give you a B+.
I give you an A-.
You're a terrible interviewer. Let's try it again someday.
All right, great.